Have you ever wondered on how the middle child of the family doesn't get invited to her friend Lisa's birthday party? Well, today we're actually going to go deep down within the episode to find out how DW had this temper tantrum that drove everyone nuts. Okay, so let's get started. So eventually, in this everyday existence, Arthur was actually obvious to have the episode leave it to Viva Parody. It describes on how his life was perfect by two loving parents who make sure all his needs are quickly met in a spacious, comfortable house, reimagining into a mansion. As Francine and the brain, who go with him to a great school, they're never late. Arthur actually was contented with his life, except for one thing, which is DW, the ferocious giant, who is reimagined as Godzilla. When DW the giant actually chases Arthur and his perfect family away, DW begins to wreak havoc in Elwood City. As well as this, it sends everything into a pandemonium as she actually takes out her latest temper tantrum on the innocent people of Arthur's idolized hometown. But it actually turned out to be a nightmare, as Arthur mentioned. In the episode, Arthur has been baffled because DW has been in a very bad mood for days, yelling and ranting everyone around her and not wanting to do anything that she's told. When Arthur's dream stops, Francine invites her friends to a birthday party, but Arthur refuses to attend. Because of this, Francine mentions that the party is 2 weeks away, and Arthur tidily explains that DW had kept in the entire night screaming at everyone, and she begins to slam the doors around the house. As well as this, Arthur's good friend Francine actually could ask his sister what's going on, and he encounters by saying Francine should do it. After a moment's thought, she agrees to help Arthur cheer up DW. But eventually, things don't go their way, things don't really go their way as mentioned because DW actually had this huge tantrum and we don't know what is going on with her. Is it because she couldn't get invited to a birthday party, or is it actually because she was excluded? That very evening, Francine actually comes over for a dinner with Arthur's family, which turns out to be peas, mashed potatoes, and french fries. But eventually, things actually turn unpleasant when DW snaps at her mother, scolding her about less than polite table manners, consisting of grabbing more than one fry and then shoves into her mouth. DW actually launches a rant against her older brother Arthur. Then Francine politely asks what's wrong with her. When DW gets offended, she actually runs to her room in tears. Then eventually Francine excuses herself to try to settle DW's problems, but she didn't actually mean to hurt her feelings. But it has to be done because DW has been acting so strangely. As Arthur's friend, Francine wants to help when something is bothering him, but DW doesn't accept Francine's explanation and exhaustedly tells her to leave. The next day, when Arthur was actually at school, there was a nervous aggravation because DW had spent slamming doors the previous night around the house again. Arthur and his friends imagined the show called Temper Tantrum Patrol Star, or Tantrum 911, in which the police apprehend children engaged in temper tantrum. Arthur's vision actually announced that the police are trying to arrest DW, but the tantrum is too strong. They called the police for backup in the end. Returning to reality, the kids discuss how to solve DW's tantrum problem, then to get involved in other people's business. Arthur's other friends bail on helping Francine, that she has the feeling of something that is really bugging DW, but he couldn't believe why the 4-year-old won't have any reason to get. At Arthur's treehouse the next afternoon, Francine and Arthur spy on DW from their treehouse as she's eating lunch outside. When she eats a sandwich, she spits the bologna out, which Pal proceeds to eat. Arthur begins to yell for Pal because it was gross, but in doing so accidentally blows their cover. DW gets very angry again. That night, Arthur spies on DW while she was sleeping in her room. Francine listens to Arthur on a walkie-talkie. As Arthur realizes that his sister is mumbling something's wrong, DW sits up yelling because Arthur is a... It just makes Arthur automatically repeating to the walkie-talkie without thinking. Francine begins to laugh and Arthur tells her to cut it out. The next day, when Francine and Arthur watch DW and her classmates being released from preschool, DW appears to be looking at a small group of kids from her class. Besides that, Emily, her best friend, and a girl named Lisa were discussing about Lisa's upcoming birthday party at the movie theater. Francine decides to catch on the situation, and later that day, she pays a visit to Arthur's house. But DW once again actually reacts sarcastically towards Francine. Her bad behavior is curtailed by her mother. DW claims that she would feel better if she sees the crazy cool kitchens the journey home at the movies. Jane then protests DW that she has seen it twice and won't be rewarded for such her behavior. However, Francine and Arthur decide to take her to the movies, much to Arthur's panic attack during annoyance. At the theater, DW doesn't seem to be having fun because Lisa and her birthday party guests arrive. Then she starts laughing almost manically. Lisa greets DW with disinterest, but DW boasts loudly on her good friends and how she gets invited to a lot of birthday parties. Into one effort for the birthday girl, Lisa says that nice, but it assumes that she and her friends are intentionally excluding DW as she crashed a birthday party that she was not invited to. When DW claims that she feels unwell, DW wants to go home, but Arthur readily agrees that they wasted money on the movies. Francine informs Arthur that they're going to take DW to the Sugar Bowl for a while to have some time alone. At the Sugar Bowl, Francine actually confronts DW to say that she shouldn't be feel left out or bad because she wasn't invited to Lisa's birthday party. At first, DW actually doesn't know what Francine's talking about. She felt terrible because she was not invited to Lisa's birthday party. DW actually fantasizes when she takes revenge on Lisa and her friends by ruining a party, if Francine might be able to help with the plan. But DW's ultimate revenge involves a flying blimp to Lisa's birthday party and ruining it by making a rain shower on the little parade. This caused the colors to be washed away. But Francine doesn't actually care for the idea of revenge and then admits that how DW felt about being left out of something. Francine eventually said that was actually mean. You can't get revenge on someone just because you're not invited to a birthday party. Not everyone gets invited to a birthday party. It doesn't matter if it's a private birthday party or if it's someone's birthday party. If you're not invited, just try to accept the fact that you'll get invited for one next time. Francine comes up with a plan to invite DW, and in the next morning, DW receives an invitation to Francine's birthday party. Arthur, who was actually shocked, notices DW getting an invitation. He exclaims that this is a third-grade party. It was actually better than Lisa's party. DW is now able to brag on Lisa about it, but Jane compliments her. What a nice friend Francine is. Arthur was actually less thrilled to bring his sister to his friend's party. So what did we learn about this episode? This episode talks about it's not really nice to be mad at someone just because you're not invited to a birthday party. Also, it is rude to say bad things about someone. Even if you brag about someone, you shouldn't be doing that in real life. Because I know someone would brag about, a person not doing anything. A person is better than you. Don't try to brag about it. It's not really nice. But I think for DW's situation for her birthday party that she wanted to attend to, I was really shocked because DW was actually gonna throw into a huge meltdown to say I'm not invited to Lisa's birthday party. I'm not 100% sure why Emily gets to go. Maybe Emily and Lisa are close friends, But I'll just say, in my opinion, that the W's plan would normally work since there's a blimp and a flying plane right here, you know? Just say it worked, but I don't think that's necessary because it was actually kind of mean, you know? But I don't know why the middle child would get left out sometimes. Maybe because her friends don't like her. Maybe because she cries in relationship. I'm not sure, but it could be the reason why she wants to trash that party. I just say that trashing someone's party is a no-no. Because if you trash someone's party, they may call the police. Yes, I know it happens a lot in real life, but sometimes you got to admit it. You're not invited to a birthday party, don't get upset about it. Okay? Anyways, guys, that's actually the episode of BW's Very Bad Mood. If you do have any question, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways,